Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is yet another day, a new day, a bright Sunday, a day that the Lord has made, that we should all be glad and rejoice in it. Today is indeed a beautiful Sunday. It's a kind of a day that we were not expecting the sunlight, but the Lord has been faithful and gracious to us. Therefore, we say, Glory be to the name of the Lord. This afternoon, yes, yet another episode of health issues, bringing into your doorsteps, creating awareness and promoting health, so that the days that the Lord has given to all of us will be able to get to that destination without dying earlier than what is expected of us. Today, we have our two beautiful guests, my beautiful sisters with us this afternoon. The topic for today is pregnancy care. As we all know, it doesn't matter either you are a male or female, when we talk of pregnancy, you are part of it. Once you were born by a woman, or you will be giving birth to your own children or offsprings. Without a woman, you can't do it. So if you are a man, don't say that this is not you. It is you. Because if you know how to care for your wife or your daughter, your sister, or your mom during pregnancy, take some of the burdens from the women. Therefore, please be part of us. And don't forget to share the link to everyone, family members, friends, and don't forget to subscribe as well. Like the program so that we continue to bring you good news from health issues at Richmond Media. This afternoon, on my list, I have my first beautiful sister, which is Ohemaa Boakyewaa. Ohemaa Boakyewaa, you're welcome to Richmond Media this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Ohemaa, please, can you please maximize your volume a bit for us? Your voice is too soft for us to hear you. Ohemaa, you're welcome once again to Richmond Media.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
You're welcome and thank you for coming as well. We really appreciate you a lot for giving your time away from your busy schedule, coming here on this platform with us. The second on my list is our beautiful sister, Mrs. Diana Nimako Sarpong. Hello, Sister Diana. You're welcome once again to Richmond Media.
Hello, hello, welcome.
How are you today?
By the grace of God, I'm also doing well.
Thank you so much. Today, our topic is beautiful. Since we started this program, we've not been able to touch base of it. So we are very pleased to have you both on this program. Before we start, Brother Akon says good afternoon. He continued to say that interested topic, may God lead the team. Amen. Thank you so much, Brother George, for the words of encouragement this afternoon. Ladies, um, as you are here, I'm not going to be doing much. It's you that is going to be doing the talking. So, our first question comes as pregnancy care. How does pregnancy occur? If any one of you can go, I don't choose who to go first, please. Thank you.
Okay, welcome viewers and listeners. Thank you again for this opportunity given to us. Okay, pregnancy occurs when a sperm cell from the male enters the ovary, that is the female sperm cell. When both of them meet, the male sperm cell meets the female sperm cell. That is when pregnancy occurs. But it's just not that. That is after meeting, the both of them has to travel to the uterus. That is where it embeds into the uterus and then implantation takes place. So pregnancy shortly means the a male sperm cell fertilizing a female sperm cell, then traveling to the uterus to be implanted, and then development takes place. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ohemaa Boakyewaa. Sister Diana, do you have any additional contribution to what our sister has given us?
Yeah, that's what my sister has already said. It is the fusion of the male sperm and the ovum, that is the egg, to fertilize. When a man and a woman have sex, that is unprotected sex. That is how pregnancy occurs. If a man has sex with a woman and the man is being protected, there is no going to be pregnancy. So if a man and a woman meet to have sex and both don't protect themselves, then when the egg is being released, the sperm is going to meet the egg and fertilization is also going to occur. So I think that's all.
Thank you so much, our viewers and listeners. I forgot to let you know that our both guests are midwives, so we are blessed today to have midwives with us today. So let's pay attention and listen carefully to whatever comes out of their mouth. So, what is the origin of fruits of the womb?
Okay. Um, the origin of the fruit of the womb. We know that as we came to the world, we came from somewhere, and it was someone who created the world. And when he created the world, that is God, he created male and female. And God said, let us form man in our own image so that they can multiply. So when God created Adam, that is the first man, he also created Eve to be part of Adam, and they meet. So when you read Genesis chapter, I want to read my Bible. When you read Genesis chapter 4, verse 1, it says that now Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain, and said, I have acquired a man from the Lord. Amen.
Amen.
So if Adam knew his wife, that is when they had sex, and Eve conceived and bore Cain. We know that they were twins, Cain and Abel. And he said, I have acquired a man from the Lord. So that man that if we were saying was the children or the fruit of the womb that was being acquired. So it was from God who gave them the fruit of the womb. That is the gift that God gave to them. So I think it's God that is the origin of the fruit of the womb. Because sometimes you can try, some people can try artificial, some people can try to give birth, but if God doesn't approve of it, there's no going to be conception. So
Thank you
so this
so
I
much,
think I
Ohima. Thank you so much, Diana. Ohima, have you got anything to add to what Sister Diana has given
Sister,
us?
Sister Diana has said it all. It's God,
Okay.
definitely. God created man and woman like he said, and God commanded them, be fruitful and multiply. So it's God's plan to humanity, be fruitful and to multiply. So it's from God.
Thank you so much. Ladies, now that you have given us the origin of the fruit of the womb, male and female, who is more important?
Both. Say both.
Both. Okay, if that's the case, who impregnates the other? Is it the female or the male?
It's both. Both of them. Without the
How
sperm
does
cell,
it happen?
without the male sperm cell, without the female sperm cell, there won't be any fertilization. Just as when you are trying to plant something, without the soil, without the seed, there wouldn't be anything growing. So to me, it's both. both of them, they are important, and they also contribute to bringing forth a child.
Thank you. Sister Diana, you have
Yeah,
anything to add it, please?
yeah, that's how, because um it's the male that is going to impregnate the woman, and obviously it's the female that is going to show the signs. That's going to carry the fruit of the womb. I quite remember I read a news that was talking about in New Jersey, and a transgender. He did something bad, and they arrested him to the prison, and they thought she was a female. So they put him in the female side, and unfortunately for them, uh, before they knew it, he has impregnated two women at the prison. So sometimes it is the male sperm that is going to fertilize with the egg to make the woman pregnant. So both side, when we talk about it, it is both side. But normally, if the sperm is being produced, as my sister said, and there is no egg to fertilize, the woman cannot become pregnant. That's it.
Thank you so much for that. What are the factors that can inhibit pregnancy, please?
Okay, there are so many factors that inhibit pregnancy. Uh, some of the factors, they are is related to the female, and some are also related to the males. So when we come to the factors that's related to the female, we can get the blocked fallopian tube, because if the fallopian tube is blocked, the ovary won't get any place to pass to meet the sperm. If sexual intercourse occur, the male sperm cell won't get any place or any path to pass to get to the womb, the ovary. So without, if the fallopian tube is blocked, there won't be any fertilization, and even there won't be any journey or traveling to the uterus to be embedded. So blocked fallopian tube also inhibits pregnancy.
Thank you so much. Our Sister Diana, any additional contribution to what Sister has given us?
Yeah. To add up to my sister's own, you know that the uterus, let me put, if I had know how to do the diagram to show, I would have shown it for us to see. So let me use my body as the uterus. So when we talk about it like this, if I take my head off, and let me use this part as the body of the uterus, and this is my hand, like this. So the fallopian tube is like my hand. I don't know how to how I'm going to
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
like
this. Mm-hmm. Is it?
uh,
Mm-hmm.
like this.
Yeah.
So the hands, let me say from the arm to the
Mm-hmm.
hand,
Mm-hmm.
is the fallopian tube that my sister is talking about.
Yeah.
And we have the finger-like structure, that's the fibrated end, and we have the ovum there.
Yeah.
So the egg is going to be released from the ovum. That is when every month, when you release the egg, is going, a matured one, of course, is going to be released, and is going to pass through to the fallopian tube. So we have a place called the ampulla of the fallopian tube. That's where fertilization takes place. That's where the sperm will meet the egg in order to fertilize. So there are certain factors that can also inhibit the release of the egg to travel. Some people doesn't even release the egg at all. So that's going to be a problem that is going to hinder the person from becoming pregnant. And some also as hormonal factors, because it is the hormone That is the progesterone and the estrogen that is going to help in the release of the egg. So if a person or a female has problem with that hormone, some people have low of that, so it's going to inhibit that from releasing. So if the egg is not going to release, there is no going to be fertilization. And also, as my sister has said, if it's being released and the fallopian tube is blocked, there is no way the sperm is going to meet the the egg to fertilize. And another thing that we can also say is that irregular menses. Some people have irregular menses. So sometimes if you have irregular menses, you are not going to determine which day you are going to ovulate, because fertilization ovulation happen once in every month. So when your menses is irregular, it's going to affect you from being becoming pregnant. And we have certain factors like uterine conditions. Some people also have fibroid. So when there is fibroid, because the womb have already been occupied, as the person ages, then the womb will is sometimes is etiological. Sometimes we don't know the causes of the fibroid, because as you are growing, the womb will say that, let me grow something in the womb for you, because you are not there is no baby. Every month I prepare myself to receive a baby, but I've done it for so long time, but no baby is in. So let me grow something in, and it will start growing something in your uterus. That is the fibroid. So if someone has fibroid, it's also going to affect the person from becoming pregnant. Because I quite remember when I was at the ward some time ago, and a certain woman came to the ward. He was to do myomectomy. When he came, the belly was big. Like if you look at her, you may see that she's pregnant. And because of the lens system that we are using nowadays in Ghana, the person won't bring folder or something else for you to look through. Before you When the person bring the card, before you access the computer to know what the doctors have written about the person. So when the person enters the ward, and I was on duty at that day, I collected the card knowing that she was pregnant. So I told her to sit down and ask, how many weeks are you pregnant, before opening the computer. I said, no, I'm not pregnant. I'm coming to do surgery. And I was shocked, because the way the belly is, if you look at her, you think she is pregnant. But the age was, she was 35 years and above, some plus years, because he had tried becoming pregnant for so long time. There is no pregnancy that is occurring. And because of the fibroid, he has tried, and there's no pregnancy is coming. So they have to do the surgery in order to remove the fibroid before she can conceive. And to our surprise, when they removed the fibroid, it was many that the paint rubber they used. Sometimes they use some paint rubber to collect the um fibroid in it. It was more even overflowing. And I said, hey, look at it, all these things in your uterus. How can you deliver? So sometimes the uterine conditions that such as fibroid, endometriosis, and sometimes to pelvic inflammatory diseases, STI, gonorrhea, and chlamydia also can hinder a person from becoming pregnant.
Thank you so much, sister. You made mention of irregular menstruation.
Yeah.
Could you please highlight on that a bit for us? Because someone might not even know or understand, though the person is suffering from that, but the person doesn't know that's how it is called or identified. Thank you.
Yeah, because you have irregular menses, you are not going to determine which time of the month or which day of the month you are going to be fertile. When you look at the menstrual cycle, we take the menstrual cycle. The average menstrual cycle that we have is 28 days. Some people have it at 31, 32-day cycle, 30-day cycle, but we mostly use the 28-day cycle for it. So if you have irregular menses, like this month, it will come 28-day cycle. The following month, it will come 30-day cycle, different cycles, 30, then you won't be able to track your fertile period well. And the fertile period, let me say, the ovulation time is once in a month. So because of the irregular menses, you can't determine which of the days you are fertile, so it's going to affect you. So when you may think that this is, I'm fertile within this period, so I need to have sex. You have sex, pregnancy won't occur. Maybe at that time you will be in your free period, not knowing. So a lot of conditions, or a lot of condition has happened like that, and situations has happened like that. A friend of mine was having that problem with it because he was having some irregular. He had tried becoming pregnant so many times, but not knowing that his ovulation time was immediately after his her menses. So she was thinking that it was a different day, but it was immediately after her menses. Some people's own are different. So you have to study yourself very well. So he has tried so many times for to become pregnant, but it was not occurring. And we tried to help her, and we made her to buy an ovulation test kit to check the time which she will be ovulating. So we said that after her menses, he should start checking it. And when he checked that month, immediately after her menses, he was ovulating, and she had sex with the husband, and now she has been able to deliver. So sometimes it's very difficult for you to determine your fertile period if you have irregular menses. So you have to know it very well. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that in-depth explanation of what the irregularities in menstruations
And
are. Yeah. Do you have any additional?
yeah, I think I need to add, if Ohima has some, she can bring it up so that we can add the male side to it.
Okay,
Ohima,
I want to talk a little bit about advanced age. It also inhibits pregnancy, especially 35 onwards. It causes complications and also inhibits pregnancy. And also changes in lifestyle, alcohol, smoking, taking of drugs, it also inhibits pregnancy. And the male side too, we have the sperm morphology. Every sperm has to look, it has a specific shape that it has to take. So if the sperm has an abnormal shape, it also inhibits pregnancy. And also the sperm mobility. It's like survival of the fittest. When the male when a male ejaculates into the female reproductive system, we have this acidic content. So it's like survival of the fittest. The semen has to move effectively to where the ovary is in order to fertilize it. So if the movement is not effective, the acidic content in the woman will also kill the sperm and it will inhibit pregnancy.
thank you so much, Ohima. Auntie Diana, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I want to add the blockage of the tube also from the men's side to it, and sometimes hormonal factors also can contribute to the male side also from impregnating a woman to become pregnant. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ladies, for how far you have taken us. We are really proud of what you have given us. Before we continue, could I please acknowledge our viewers at this moment? Brother George Icon, I've already mentioned his name. I say good afternoon. Interested topic. May God lead the team. Thank you. Doris Odro Rabbi also says good afternoon. Good afternoon, sister. Sister Christina Sarpong says hello, sister. I have lost my mother. Oh, sorry. That's why you. Oh, don't hear from yeah, from that's why we are not hearing from her nowadays. Nice topic. Oh, our condolences to you and the whole family. This is coming from Richmond Media. I'll do my best to contact you. Yeah, we are really supporting you in this difficult time, so we will keep in touch. It's not easy when you lose your mom. May her soul rest in perfect peace. Sister Josephine Davy says, watching you live from Volta region. May God bless our guests. Amen. Thank you, Mrs. Akon, for joining us all the time. Afrifa, yeah, rather, yeah, Afrifa says, watching you live from UK. Good topic and program. Thank you, Mr. Afrifa, and we hope you always join us every afternoon on Sundays. Mami Anna Owusu says, so it's a question, please. The question is coming from my mom. So if you don't have all these conditions, what should you do, please? Thanks. Good program. If you don't have all these conditions, I think relating to the what inhibits pregnancy, and yet still you are not getting pregnant, what do you do? Let me finish and let's see if that could be answered. Sister Christiana Adebi also said, please, what is PCOS and its effects on pregnancy? I think we will take those two questions and then so that we continue later from there. The first one is if you don't have anything particular or any condition inhibiting pregnancy and you are still not getting pregnant, what do you do? And the second one is what is PCOS and the effect on pregnancy? Thank you.
PCOS.
We can
Um,
put the question aside and then later we come back to it. We don't need to answer it straightforward. The next one,
can the
you want to say
person
something? Mhm.
explain the PCOS for us so that PCOS?
Sister Christina Sapon, could you please come again with the PCOS? Not everyone understand abbreviations to that extent because this PCOS can mean anything at all. Papa, Coco, Oscar, Sandra. It can be that. So please let us understand what you mean. Then we will be able to answer the question. And the first question is if nothing, no condition is
First
affecting
question.
you. Yes. And you are not getting pregnant. What do you do?
Okay.
Okay.
Wait. Ohemaa, come. You can.
Oh, okay then. There are some things that cannot be explained. Just as we said, the fruit of the womb is a gift from God. There are some people who go through all these things who doesn't have any problem with their uterus or the male is not having any problem with the sperm, but it's just an unexplained infertility. It just cannot be explained.
Auntie Diana, you wanted to add something. Ohima, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, I think the PCOS, the person is talking about polycystic syndrome of the ovary. Yeah. So that polycystic syndrome It means that the ovaries are not working well. And I think we have already explained that. So if the ovaries is not working well, it's not going to release a matured egg for it to be fertilized with it, with the sperm. So it's going to make it very difficult for the person to get pregnant.
Thank you so much. And Brother George Akon has given us answer to what Mami Anna is asking. Brother George says, my answer to your mom's question is, if you don't have any of these conditions, then um, then understand that it's a gift from God. So patiently wait upon the Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Jamfua says, Ohemaa, please speak louder. Ohemaa, please. Your voice is too low for some of us. When my one, because I have a deep voice, so it is superseding, yours. So people are not hearing. So try as much as just try to, you can shout a bit. Yeah. You're not disturbing anyone on this platform. Just feel free. Oh, Sister Mary
And let
Kunya.
me also add this one also. Sometimes too, when the woman is not getting pregnant, we don't check the man. Yeah, we always put the blame on the woman. That is the woman that is not getting pregnant, leaving the man behind, maybe not knowing that the problem is coming from the man. Some men may have low sperm counts. They know that they are producing the sperm, but the sperm is not is not strong or is not enough to go and fertilize the ovum. So they always put the blame on the woman. So if we get to know that as a woman, you have done all the screening, that you are fertile, you have to the man also have to go and do the screening also, and do the investigation to know if the man is also fertile. Then we can say that then we have to wait for the Lord. But sometimes we neglect the man, and we will be putting the blame on the woman, that is the woman that is not getting pregnant. So we wait for the Lord, do your investigation and wait for the Lord. And I think if you wait for God, the origin of the fruit of the womb, He's going to bless you with it. No matter how the age, because when we are talking about the Christian side, we use faith. Sometimes we use Hannah as an example, we use Sarah as an example. So if you know you don't have problem, your husband doesn't have problem, then you have to wait on the Lord. And I think God is going to bless you with the fruit of the womb.
Amen.
Amen.
Sister Tai Muhammad says, beautiful afternoon to you, ladies. Great topic. Yes, this is usually for ladies, so we are very happy to be together. There was a question that I didn't really bring it out. That's Sister Josephine. As Debbie says, my little contribution is some people have their menstruation 2 times in a month, and some also have it in alternative month, and that makes it irregular. That is her contribution to the irregular menstruations that we were talking about. So I think now we can go straight to the rest of our. Sister Mary Kunya says, please, my question is with the PCOS. Don't we have any medicine that can be used to treat it for the person to get pregnant? We can answer it later if we are not ready for that one at the moment. Mami Anna Owusu says, true, we always blame the women, but at the time, the problem comes from the man. So sometimes the problem comes from the men, not only the women, as you said. Have we got any treatment for the PCOS? If
PCO.
not, we can continue and then we answer that later. Is
I
there
think
any?
if
Mhm.
if you have that condition, the midwife is not the best um person to ask you to go and do that investigation, because mostly it's the gynecologist is their duty. Everybody has his own duty, to be his own or her duty to be done, because mostly if you have any conditions that is affecting you for you not to become pregnant, the best person to contact is the gynecologist. They are going to request the lab investigations for you, and they know best if there is treatment. But as we midwife, we cannot tell that if there is a treatment for it. Yeah. So that is what I can also add up to it. So
Thank you so much.
if you know you have that condition, you have to see the gynecologist. Yeah.
Thank you so much. If that is the case, then is there any investigations one can do to confirm his fertility status? His or her fertility status, sorry.
Yeah, I think they have, for the female side, they have a blood test that they can do. They call it anti-Mullerian hormone blood test. For that one, they test your blood to know if the number of healthy egg that a woman has left in his ovaries. Then sometimes too, they can do ultrasound scan to count the growing follicle, that is the egg in your ovum. And sometimes too they can do some ultrasound scan, as I was saying, that sometimes lab investigation, if you have STIs and gonorrhea, chlamydia, you can, it's sometimes it become very difficult for you to become pregnant. So they can do all these tests to know if that is affecting you or not, to know that you are fertile. So if you don't have all these if you know you are having this condition, then they will treat it. If they find out that you have STIs, then they will treat it for you. So if you do the scan and there is fibroid, then they will also have to treat it for you. And for the men, they can do semen analysis to know the motility of the sperm, and also the number of sperm that you produce per male, so that they can help you to become fertile. So I think that's it. And if Ohemaa will add some to it.
Thank you so much.
Okay, in addition to what Dinah said, we also have the ovulation tracking for women. Because some menstrual cycles, some of the women, their menstrual cycles are irregular, and ovulation is where the woman releases an egg. So we have this tracking that helps the woman to track her ovulation. It helps her to know when she will release an ovary, so that there will be sexual intercourse her and the husband. And also we have a transvaginal ultrasound. It helps assess the health of the ovaries. There are some ultrasounds which help assess the health of the ovaries and also the fallopian tube, in order to detect if there is blockage or if there is a problem with the ovary. So that will also help to know where the problem is, and also help to cater from that end. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ohima and Diana, for giving us this in-depth understanding of pregnancy. What is the best time couples can meet to lead to pregnancy? Though you've been mentioning ovulation, but people might still not have understanding in that aspect. So, could you please elaborate on that for us? Thank you.
Okay, the best time for couples to get pregnant is during the ovulation. Diana was talking about a cycle. We call it the menstrual cycle. Some people have it. Some are 31 days. Some are 30, but normally we will take the 28 days. So when we take the menstrual cycle, that is the 28 days menstrual cycle. We have the 7 days. That is when the woman will menstruate. Normally 7 days when the woman will menstruate. And also, if we take the menstrual cycle, we always have to keep it at the back of our mind that on the 14th day of the menstrual cycle, that is when there is a release of an egg. The menstrual cycle, the 28 days, on the 14th day, there is the release of an egg. So sexual intercourse has to occur so that sexual intercourse has to occur when there is a release of an egg so that the male sperm will meet the female sperm. So if the ovulation cycle, we have the 28 days, ovulation occur on the 14th day. And also when a man ejaculates, the semen can stay in the woman for 3 to 5 days. 3 to 5 days. And also, the egg also expires 20, it has a lifespan of 24 to 48 days. So if during the cycle a woman menstruates from the first to 7th day, it means we have the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th till the 14th day. So sexual intercourse has to occur. Maybe there are during the menstrual cycle we have the fertile period and we have the not so fertile period. So after the menstruation, that is from 1 to the 7th day, we have the we have the 8th and 9th day to be the semi-fertile period. That is maybe if you have sexual intercourse, the sperm can meet the egg. Maybe the sperm will not meet the egg because remembering the sperm can stay in the woman's reproductive tract for 3 to 5 days. So from the 11th to 14th, that is the 14th day, that is when the woman releases an egg. Maybe if you have sex on the 11th day or the 10th day, the sperm will stay to meet the egg. What I'm trying to say is we have a cycle that is the 28th cycle, and on the 14th day there is a release of an egg, and we have to also get it that the man's sperm cell, the man's semen or the sperm cell stays in the uterus, the woman's reproductive tract for 3 to 5 days. So you have to calculate it. You have to have sex when the egg is available. That is any sex that you will have, it will be between the 3 to 5 days before the sperm is released. Before the egg is released, because that is when the sperm can stay in the uterus. And also after maybe you don't have sperm on those days, but after the release of the egg's lifespan is 24 to 48 days. So you have within 24 to 48 days to have sexual intercourse with your woman, and this can help. This can increases the chances of the woman getting pregnant.
Thank you so much. Is that Diana? Are you okay?
Yeah, I want to add something small to Ohemea's own. What I've been doing for my clients and is helping a lot of people to conceive. If you have no problem and you are finding it difficult for you to know your time of ovulation, as Ohima has already said, we will use mostly we use the 28-day cycle for it. And we have for the 28-day cycle, the 14th day of the cycle, that is the middle of the cycle. That is where ovulation normally occurs. And if you are someone who always menstruates, let me say 5 days or 5 days or 7 days, we have the menses, we have the free period, and we have the fertile period. So the 14 days falls into the fertile period. And normally, if you are someone, let me use someone who menses is 5 days. So if you are someone who menstruates 5 days, from the first day you see your menses to the fifth day, that is the menstrual period. So after you have menstruate on up to the fifth day, you add 5 days to the menses. So when you add the 5 days to the menses, you are going to get your free period. So at that time, if you have sex, you are not going to it's a free period, so you are not going to get pregnant. So if you are someone who menstruates 7 days, when you know that you are going to have only 3 days as free period, because from the day of menses to the 10 days is where you have your menses and you have your free period. So if you are someone who is going to menstruate for 7 days, you have only 3 days as free period. And from the 11th day, so after you have add the 5 days to the 5 days of menses, that is your free period, you add 7 days to the free period, that is the fertile period. So from the 11th to the 17th day of the cycle is your fertile period. And we know that, as Ohemaa has said, the sperm can stay for 3 days, and the egg some is also can stay. Some books says 12, some say 24 hours, some also say 48 hours. So from the 11th day, that is the fertile period. If you have sex, you can have sex at any alternate days. So if the sperm is going to stay for 3 days and you are going to ovulate on the 14th day, if you do the calculation, if you have sex on the 11th day, the sperm is there waiting for the egg to be released. If you have sex on the 12th day, the sperm is also there waiting for the ovum to be released, because the ovum releases every 1 month. Yes, once in a month. So it's waiting there. And if you have sex on the 13th day, the sperm is also waiting there for the ovum to be released, that's the egg to be released to fertilize. And the 14th day, that's the ovulation time. If you have sex, the sperm is there. And even if you don't have sex at that day, and after you ovulate and you have sex, the sperm is going to fertilize with the egg on the 14th day. So if on the 15th day you also can have sex and is going to get the sperm fertilized, but that's from at the back of the ovulation, the chances of you being pregnant sometimes is reduces. That is why we say you can have, when you are coming to ovulate, you can have any the sex at any alternate day, because after, you don't know the time the ovum or the egg is going to be released. It can be released in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. So you don't know the time. So you can have sex at any alternative days at the fertile period. But mostly we prefer that when you are talking to them for them to conceive, we prefer that you have it before or the day of ovulation. For that time, the chances of being pregnant is very high. And I've told my clients, some mostly of them, and it's helping them a lot, and they are conceiving. So sometimes if you have the 32 or 30-day cycle, you sometimes have to add one, because sometimes it may be that on the 14th day or the 15th day you are going to ovulate, because you don't know that the, the day that you ovulate. And mostly some people doesn't even recognize the signs of ovulation. You have to study yourself to know when you are about to ovulate. So there are changes that occurs in our body if you are about to ovulate. Sometimes you are coming to ovulate, sometimes you have some whitish discharges from your panties, in your panties, from your vagina. So you have to study all these things. Sometimes your temperature will go up, sometimes you have some breast tenderness, and sometimes you have some slight headache, but mostly people don't recognize all these things, so they are not aware of it. So if you study your body to know if in the month and in the month all these signs comes, then you can be able to know that this is my chances of becoming pregnant. So if you have sex during the fertile period, I think it's going to help you to become pregnant. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Indeed, if you have sex within the fertile period, you are going to definitely become pregnant and have a bouncing baby girl or boy at the end. Who knows? It might be twins, it might be a triplet, it might even be quadruplet, or even more than what we are expecting. Ladies and gentlemen, it is yet a nice time. We are all enjoying the program, but time will not permit us to continue. So therefore, we wish to continue next week. But before we end the program, there are some comments here that I would like us to notify, or I would like to notify us on it. Thank you, Sister Diana, for that. All blame shouldn't be on women. That's Sister Tai Muhammad. Mami Anna says, true, we always blame the women, but at the time, sometimes the problem comes from the men. Equia Jamfua says, how do I track my ovulation period? Please, that has been explained. And Apple Frank says, when should a woman start prenatal care? That will come next week. So please note all these questions down. Next week we will answer them. Brother George Akon says, very informative discussion. And RE says, what device? Sorry, what advice will you give to someone over 45 years? I think all these questions that have been put forward to us will be answered next week, because time is not on our side. To our viewers, today it has been really, really encouraging, and you have really participated. This is what we want. So we encourage everyone to just drop something, and we will acknowledge you, we recognize you, and we will appreciate you on this platform. Thank you for your time and everything. To Ohemaa Boakyewaa, we say, may God bless you for your time that you have devoted for Richmond Media. And to Mrs. Nimako Sarpong, we say, may God bless you for your time and your support for today. Without you, the program couldn't have come on. But with your support and your devotion, you have devoted your time. So we do acknowledge. From Richmond Media, we say, may God continue to bless you as you come again on this platform next week for us to possibly complete the pregnancy care. To everyone watching, listening to us, it's Richmond Media to your doorstep. We say, every time, every week, the same time, every Sunday, is 3 to 4 p.m. UK time. Wherever you are, you can convert the time into your own time, depending on which zone that you are at. The same time again next week, health issues. My name is Hanna Bimah. Don't go. Just call yourself and come back, because we have a second program called From the Beginning, which is also very interesting. Please stay with us on the other program, the same platform, Richmond Media. So if you have subscribed to this channel, you will be able to get the notification. Otherwise, click on the notification and you have every program that comes from Richmond Media. Thank you once again, and God bless us all. Until the same time again, it is bye-bye to everyone.
Ye